Basketball European Championship 2019. The national team of Great Britain versus the national team of Spain. Both teams didn't lose game during championship. We can expect a game which we will remember for many years. Our key facts about both teams: in the quarterfinal then, Great Britain beat France 93-51. In the semi-final, won over national team of Turkey. It was a huge game for Terence Bywater. He scored 34 points. National team of Spain won the quarterfinal game over Poland. In the semi-final game were better than Germany. The best player was Jorge Luis Jordan. He made 26 points. We know that both teams want to be a champion after 40 minutes, but the winner can be and only one. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to present both teams. We will start from the national team of Spain. Number 13, the captain of team, Asier Garcia Pereiro. 4, Daniel Stig Soto. 7, Pablo Jesus Jarjuela. 8, Francisco Jansen Schlara. 9, Alejandro Jarjuela. 10, Amadou Diallo Diop. 11, Jorge Luis Jordan. 14, David Muniz Dopico. 15, Jose Maria Avendano. 16, Oscar Onrubia. 28, Manuel Enrique Lorenzo Diaz. And 51, Agustin Arrejos Alfonso. The head coach of national team of Spain is Oscar Diego Diaz. Assistant coach is Francisco Javier Lopez Martinez. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the national team of Great Britain. Number 11, the captain of team, Philip Pratt. Number 4, Kazain Chowdhury. Number 5, Simon Brown. Number 6, Kyle Marsh. Number 7, Terence Bywater. Number 8, George Bates. Number 9, Harrison Brown. Number 10, Aldi Yaman. Number 11, Phil Pratt. Number 12, Greg Warburton. Number 13, Ian Sagar. Number 14, Limani. And number 15, Ben Fox. The head coach of national team of Great Britain is Albania. Assistant coach is Stephen Kane. On the last game today, officials are Carsten Rilling, Germany, Selim Villard, France, and Linas Radikas, Lietuva. The game commissioner is Ivan Namo from Croatia. Ladies and gentlemen, who is able to please raise up from your seats? National anthem of Spain. And right now, national anthem of Great Britain. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for your attention. We're going to begin the gold medal again. I'd like to remind that the gold medal again you can watch on Sportowy Wałbrzych TV website.
Hi there, Joe Bestwick here, and we're back for the final of the European Championships. I'm joined by James McSorley, and we should have a very exciting game between Team GB and the team of Spain.
Yeah, Joe, I'm looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to this one since the start of the tournament, to be fair. I think a lot of people who know what they're talking about have thought this would be the matchup in the final all along. Both teams have looked absolutely great all week, and I can't wait to see who comes out on top.
Definitely, two of the strongest teams by far through this tournament. They've really been dominant in their performances. GB coming in as reigning world champions. Spain, who though had a disappointing year last year, we'll see if they're going to come back even stronger here.
I believe the starting fives for both teams are the same as always. For GB, we have Simon Brown, Greg Warburton, Harrison Brown, Philip Pratt and Lee Manning. And on the other side, Spain are starting with Zarzuela, Jordi Ruiz, Asier Garcia, Daniel Stix and Manuel Enrique Lorenzo Diaz. Same starting fives as always.
Yeah, these two coaches opting for consistency in their lineups. It means that there are advantages and disadvantages to changing or to sticking, of course, but from these two coaches' perspective, that means that their players know exactly what to expect. So before the game's even begun, they know who's starting. They may even know what the first rotation is likely to be. That really gives the players a lot of confidence that they know exactly how everything is going to look from the first few minutes here.
Absolutely, I think that shows, if nothing else, that both teams believe they can come out and play their way and really set the pace. And it'll be interesting to see how both starting units play against each other and to see which bench units need to come in and create off the back of that and see what changes need to happen. But very interesting to see how this all goes at the start. Seen a couple of nice, interesting handshakes at the start of the game on both benches.
Maybe the longest handshake I have ever seen there between George Bates and Phil Pratt.
Oh yeah, I feel like they can string that one out as long as they want.
Yeah, moves from the boys there. Terry Bywater, GB's hero, I think it's fair to say, from the last game. An unbelievable 34 points off the bench. Starts again on the bench today, and that just shows the absolute faith that Coach Haj Banya has in his starters here.
I can see Terry Bywater with the ball in his hands on the bench, though, making sure he's ready to come in if he's called upon.
That guy is always ready to come in. These are the games he lived for. There's people may have mentioned in the last few days that Terry may as well just wait at home until the big game starts. He lives for quarterfinals, semi-finals, and he's put in some of GB's very, very best performances in medal games over the last few years.
Talking about GB, they start with the ball, moves to Greg Warburton, over to Phil Pratt in the left wing, back to Greg Warburton, over to Lee on the right block. He's going to have to put it up.
Very aggressive defense here from Spain, forcing Lee into a mismatch. That's not really his shot from outside. They're capable of knocking it down, but not what he'd be looking for ideally. Greg Warburton from the wing doesn't get the drop. He'll keep taking those all day, though. That's exactly what he wants. An early pressure here from GB to slow down the Spanish transition. That transition is really key for the Spanish team. They have a big, strong midpoint lineup, and if you allow them to get fast transition and get into the key, they're very, very difficult to stop.
Garcia on the left favoured right side doesn't get the roll. Ball released to Harry Brown on the break, misses the layup.
Both teams starting a little nervily here.
Ball released to Zarzwell on the right wing, covered by Lee Manning. Comes under the pick.
Garcia inside this time with the finish, under a lot of pressure, a lot of hands. 3-second call there. Didn't feel confident posting the ball up, tried to generate some sort of finger roll, but 3-second call, a lot of pressure there.
Fantastic pressure by the GB defense, being able to put that much pressure and that many hands up to stop the shot without getting a foul. That's very difficult to do. They've done well there.
Great drive by Lee Manning there, drawing a foul. That could also be key. Spain aren't too keen on rotating if they don't have to. This has been their main unit throughout the entire tournament, and foul trouble, as we've seen in other games, could become a factor as the game goes on. These players obviously knowing each other very, very well, with 1, 2, 3, 4 of the current GB starting lineup all playing in Spain. Only Simon Brown, who has been in Italy for the last few years and will be in Germany next year, doesn't play in Spain. Says a lot for the strength of the Spanish league.
Absolutely, Joe. And great drive there by Philip Pratt, another player who plays in Spain, in Mediba. Drawing the foul, getting the shot up. Doesn't knock it down, but chance to get himself going here from the free throw line. I'm sure he'll be happy to hear that whistle blow so early in the game.
Very smooth shot by Phil Pratt, very comfortable on the free throw line. First points of the game for GB. And he makes them both, no problem at all there.
Cool as you like, no sign of nerves on the free throw line there from Phil Pratt.
Slightly different press from GB to what we've seen in other games here. In the earlier games in the tournament, they were playing more of a three-man hustle, but there they were up hard with all five, including the big Lee Manning. He's very, very big, but he's still a very quick player, so there's a good option for GB there.
Long two from Jordy Reeves, rims out, so does the putback, allowing GB to get the rebound. Lee Manning sends it full court to Harry Brown, who knocks the layup down.
Lovely American football pass by Lee Manning there, those long arms working to full effect.
Turnover by Spain into the hands of Greg Warburton, who moves it to Phil Pratt.
Phil fading away,
looks to
taking his time. A lot of pressure on Greg Warburton's shot there, gets checked by Zarzuela, and Harry Brown with the foul on the trying to catch the loose ball.
Not a whole lot of contact there, but as we've seen in previous games, any contact, the ref has the right to blow his whistle, and he did there.
Yeah, although these have been, by a good margin, the two strongest teams this tournament, I have been reliably informed by Dan Johnson, former GB player, that this is the first time that Spain and GB have met in a final since 1995. Oh, missed layup there by Phil Pratt, but picked up by Lee Manning in transition. He misses it.
Gets
Puts
another
it up
chance.
again, misses again. Makes a third. A little unlucky not to get the free throw as well there, with Diaz landing on the back of Lee's chair as he finishes the shot.
Yeah, great composure to finish that on the third attempt. As we said yesterday, it can be tough to see a shot bobble out and have to take the exact same one immediately, but Lee Manning knew exactly what he wanted to do there and put it nice and soft off the glass to get the finish. And as you say, unlucky to not get the free throw after finishing through all that contact.
As a 6-0 start for GB here, so Spain just taking a short time out. I'm sure they won't be too worried about that. A very, very long time in the game still. And they've had relatively good looks so far, but GB's pressure is maybe playing with their heads a little bit.
Yeah, this just gives Spain a chance to relax, take a breath, and reconsider how they're going to break this press. But it gives, on the same token, it gives GB a chance to think about what they're doing on both sides of the ball, whether they adjust or whether they just reaffirm what their team talk had said 3 minutes ago. We'll see what changes are made coming out here. I don't think there'll be any subs yet, but see if there's anything stylistically. As we can see Terry Bywater in the ears of Harrison Brown there.
A few words of wisdom from the veteran, I'm sure. Three-man press this time from GB. Gives a lot of space to the Spanish two-man game. If they get one good pick when they play a three-man press like that, then it's an easy shot.
And that's an offensive foul from Zarzuela.
Oh, big call there by the referee. Just watch this on the replay here.
Yeah.
There was a lot of contact. Greg Warburton was moving backwards ever so slightly, but I think Zarzuela has about 50 kilos on Greg, so that sort of contact was always going to take him out and risk an offensive call.
Absolutely, Joe. More than enough contact to blow the whistle there, I think.
Nice pick and roll game between Brown and Warburton. Dumps it to Manning, but can't get the pass to go.
Good transition day again by GB, getting back in a 5. I haven't seen a breakaway layup from Spain yet, which is one of their main ways of getting easy baskets on you.
Exactly. That's all down to the communication skills of GB. These guys have been training together in a centralized program for a long time now, know each other's games inside out, and they just come back together in one line there. Not necessarily sprinting all the way back to the key as hard as they can and then turning and facing, but recovering together.
Always checking shoulders, making sure they're in a line. GB have the advantage here with one player out of their chair for Spain.
Warburton can't find the pass to Brown. Inside again, Warburton very open from outside. So one rims out as well from Greg. We haven't seen that very often from him.
Spain had numbers for a while there. GB have done well to recover, and good pressure by Lee Manning on the inside, forcing the miss from the layup.
A long time inside the key there, but Spain get away with it, and nice rebound. Oh, Harrison Brown draws a foul on the reach from Garcia, and he's complaining to the referee already. He's going to need to be careful. They're threatening him with the tee already. That's very, very early for that.
Harry Brown doing a great job of drawing a foul and then making sure he stayed right on his foot plate as he's complaining to the ref. Bit of mental warfare in there, perhaps.
Definitely. There's some emotional players in this Spanish team. It's good if you can get under their skin early. Greg again from the baseline. Dumps the ball to Harry Brown on the 3. Good pressure from Ruiz.
It's got to go up.
Nice look from the middle from Pratt, but doesn't get the ball to drop. Risky pass though. Very risky pass. Zarzuela may have been better off making the hockey assist there. Garcia was open and had a better view of the court than he did.
I'd say that's Spain just eager to try and get some of their easy breakaway layups that they like to get early in the game. They've not had one of those yet, as I've previously mentioned. Maybe they were just eager to try and get on the board with that, but great foul by Simon Brown to stop the play.
Bank shot from Garcia is also no good. Spain still scoreless so far in this game. That is not what we'd expect to see from them.
Another foul from Spain in transition.
We'll see who that was called on there.
Renzo Diaz with the foul.
First personal there, that'll be no problem. Lorenzo Diaz has done a really good job as a starter in this team so far, but they have a lot of guys on the bench like Pablo Zarzuela who can come in and do a very similar job to him.
Phil Pratt now 3 from 3 from the free throw line. Reliably informed there by Greg Warburton all the way from down there that Spain are now in team fouls. So every foul they commit in the defensive end will be free throws, no matter whether it's a shooting foul or not, as Phil Pratt knocks down the second. A bit of contact there in the middle of the court, but the ref lets it go.
Greg Warburton, one of the most vocal leaders of this GB team. Youngest guy on the court, but junior world's MVP, world champion MVP. And whatever his age, he is absolutely one of the leaders of this team.
A lot of pressure here from the GB defense on the ball. Phil Pratt defending Zarzuela, moves the ball to Garcia, over to Jordi Ruiz.
Harry Brown jumping Jordi Ruiz everywhere he goes without the ball as well. Gets a foul on that one though. You can see that they're keen to not let Ruiz get hot like he has done in previous games this tournament. He scored really, really well for Spain against Germany in the semi-final.
And that's 2 on Harry Brown. He'll need to keep an eye on that with 2 fouls in the first quarter, but he's a smart player. He'll know to keep an eye on it as Jordi Ruiz rims the ball out from the left elbow.
Completely open there by Ruiz. He's going to have to make those if Spain are going to be in with a shout here. And Diaz lucky, taking a big swing at the rebound, and if they're in foul trouble already, he cannot afford to pick up a foul there. Warburton again from the baseline, rims out again. And very unlike Greg this so far. All good looks though, they're the shots he needs to keep taking. Oh, hard foul by Lee Manning. Very fair, place for the ball, just going over the top of the smaller player, but making 100% sure that there was no chance of Jordi Ruiz getting a shot off.
Yeah, great hustle there by Lee Manning to get back and commit the foul. We'll see. Jordi Ruiz will be hoping that these free throws will get him going.
Yeah, it is always dangerous giving a shooter like Ruiz free throws early in the game, especially when they're struggling. So it just gives them that space and time to maybe find a bit of touch, and that is a clean free throw by Ruiz.
Spain's first points on the board.
Second is good as well, clean as you like. A lot of contact from Spain to make sure Diaz isn't backpicked by Harry Brown there. High line from Spain as well here.
GB with another chance to get some points on the board to let Spain know that this isn't them letting them back into it.
Greg wide open again. This one he drops in though. Moved up to the 45 so he can use the bank, and that was good from Greg. That'll get him going now, I'm sure. More pressure from GB, just taking away the Spain transition. That is absolutely going to be the key to GB's game plan, I'm sure, not to give them those cheap points. Zarzuela in the middle under a lot of pressure from Manning. Tilts, doesn't make the shot though. Spain are getting good looks inside here.
Once again, Zarzuela tilting away from the pressure to try and get a bit more of an open look away from the massive arms of Lee Manning, but doesn't get the roll. Tilting gets you a bit more space, but you're just that bit more off balance, and it made a difference there.
Lee Manning inside, well found by Phil Pratt. A lot of pressure, but Lee makes it anyway.
Fantastic pass over the top by Phil Pratt, and well finished off by Lee Manning. A lot of contact on the back picks there by the Spanish low pointer Daniel Sticks.
Oh, 2-on-1 here for Spain.
Oh, great hands by Greg Warburton with the block.
He did fantastically well there, not to foul from behind. He could have been in trouble then. Jordi Ruiz really needed to trust his left hand and go for a little left-handed finger roll then instead of shooting from above his head. Sticks open from the middle, rattles and doesn't drop.
I think GB will be happy enough to give that up from 15 feet from the low pointer.
Very, very much so. Greg on the 45 again, drives around the pick and roll, does a great job, dishes to Harry Brown on the baseline. Doesn't get it to drop. Great hustle by Greg Warburton and Simon Brown there to force the offensive rebound for GB.
Fantastic offensive rebound by Simon Brown, putting his body on the line once again, bringing the rebound down, drawing the foul, getting 2 free throws from nothing. Absolutely fantastic hustle.
That's exactly what Simon Brown brings you, though. He's not a guy who's going to have 34 points in what feels like no time, like a Terry Bywater, but he will fight and fight and fight, and he will pick you up these cheap fouls and these cheap points all game.
Yes, sir. First free throw off from Simon Brown. He puts the second one up quickly and knocks it down. That felt like a catch and shoot there.
Yeah, I think key not think too much, not to spend your time worrying about the missed shot and just get the next one up.
Yeah, it worked.
For Spain, looking to come in, change from Spain, looking to come in here with Alonso getting ready. Layup for Zarzuela, and that rims out as well. Spain really are missing a lot of easy chances in this game right now, and they're in an 11-point hole already, 13-2. A nice drive by Harry Brown.
Harry Brown really looking to put pressure on the defense, drawing a foul there, driving right into the heart of the defense, sneaking around and drawing a foul. Was that on Ruiz or Garcia?
I'm not sure.
Could have been on either, but
Garcia and Sticks go out to the game, both for Fran Lara and Alonso. Alonso came in with good energy yesterday when he played. It'll be interesting to see if he does the same straight off the bench today. First one is clean from Harry Brown.
That'll do him the world of good. We've spoken a lot about confidence for shooters and the free throw line's role in that. That'll be absolutely fantastic for Harry Brown going forwards. Second one rims out. Alejos with the rebound.
Both teams, despite the dominant lead for GB so far, both teams shooting very, very poorly. Spain are 0 of 11 from the field right now, and GB shooting 4 of 15. Little bit of nerves potentially in a gold medal game here.
Oh.
Alejos with the catch after the fumble and knocks it in. First field goal for Spain. Nice shot by the young forward. Coming in very, very confident there.
Did well to catch that off the scramble and know exactly what was happening, knowing he had the space to put it up.
Nice dish by Greg Warburton, finds Simon Brown, and the 2 pointers combining there for an easy finish.
Lovely ball movement by GB there, finding the open man for a nice easy shot in the right baseline.
Key there was Greg just holding on to the ball long enough, faking enough that he drew the defense to create the space for his teammate. Alonso has come in fired up. A very early 3 by him here, and he knocks it down. He has 5 of Spain's 7 points so far in what feels like about 40 seconds.
Harry Brown with another drive, trying to draw contact, doesn't get it to go. Lee Manning with the rebound, puts it up.
Shouts of air ball from the Spanish bench there. Again, not massively sporting necessarily. And the Spanish bench wanting a foul on Greg Warburton for blocking Jordi Ruiz. And the GB bench are wanting a foul from Jordi Ruiz for running into Greg Warburton.
Yeah, Joe, that didn't look too dissimilar to the one that Greg Warburton drew not too long ago, so I can understand why they think that should be given, but no whistle this time.
Phil Pratt with pressure right on the sideline on Leos, not wanting him to get another easy 3 off. It's found on the wing though.
Nice pressure by Simon Brown and the taller player.
Simon Brown sits quite low as a 2-pointer, but he is a big man and he's got long arms, so he can really affect your shot there. Nice drive by Phil Pratt, doesn't get the ball to drop though. Nice pass by Alonso, bit too long. I do feel like Ruiz could have kept going after that a little bit. It seemed like he pulled out a little bit early. A bit more height maybe on the pass next time from Alonso. Give his teammate more of a chance to chase it down.
Possibly Ruiz not wanting to commit a 3rd foul in the first quarter here.
Yeah, but that turnover gives GB the opportunity for the last shot of the quarter to extend their lead. And Greg Warburton open on the wing. Doesn't get this one to drop either.
That'll do it for the first quarter. GB leading 16-7. A great start.
That's a very, very strong start by GB. I'm not sure how much we can read into it, because although GB's scoring looks very, very dominant right now, Spain have only shot 2 of 14, and they have had a lot of layups in those missed 14 shots. They're a quality team, silver medalists from Rio, I believe, and you can't give them those layups all game. At some point, you have to imagine they are going to start making them.
Oh, definitely not. There will be a regression to the mean at some point. They will start knocking down as many shots as you think they should from those positions, but it's on GB to shut those down and maybe give them some more difficult shots that you might expect them to miss. But
exactly, the pressure has been good from GB. It's Spain aren't missing these shots on open layups. They're missing these shots because of the pressure of guys like Simon Brown, the hands of Lee Manning everywhere, affecting people's shots. But nonetheless, I think Hajbani will hope that his side can force Spain into even slightly more difficult shots in this next quarter.
And if you look at the disparity in shots, GB have taken 20 shots in that quarter, and Spain have only taken 14, if I'm correct here. So the turnovers that GB are creating by good defense has really made a difference, and the free throws are going to have racked up as well. Spain are now not in team fouls, they're not in the bonus anymore as we start a new quarter, but GB did really well there to get Spain into foul trouble early on and get to the free throw line as many times as they did.
I mean, GB with a 9-point lead, but 6 of those points have come directly from free throws. So they'll be hoping that they can keep working and driving inside to draw and generate more and more of those as this game goes on.
Yeah, with the added bonus of possibly making Spain go to a lineup that they're not used to, or that they weren't planning on getting to. As we see Spain run a double screen on the right and a 2-man game on the left, much like Germany did in the last game. As Alejos goes out of court there.
A little bit unfocused by the young Spanish forward, just not quite aware of his surroundings, and rolls ever so slightly out of bounds under pressure from Lee Manning.
Looked very close from here, but the ref and the GB bench were closer than we were. I feel like they might have called for it even if it wasn't, but as I say, they're a lot closer than we were, so what do we know?
Benefit of the doubt there. Greg Warburton teasing the shot behind the 45. Harry Brown from quite deep above the free throw line there. Simon Brown trying to disrupt the rebound, but Spain come away with it. Lee Manning up, pressuring Alejos, not letting him have anything too easy. Nobody coming to pick Harry Brown now, he's taken over. Alejos now has that pick. Oh, very static by Spain at the moment. Oh, nice pass inside by Ruiz though, and finished this time by Diaz. That's the first sort of inside shot that they've really knocked down. That'll help their confidence. No call here, just incidental contact as Lee Manning gets back in his chair.
Yeah, as soon as I heard the whistle, I thought the ball would be going the other way, but no, just stopping the game because he was on the floor near the key.
The GB ball at the halfway line, 21 still on the shot clock.
Greg Warburton and Lee Manning getting into the 2-man game.
Harry Brown cutting, no communication from Spain there, giving the GB player an open layup. Slightly awkward angle, but twists his body beautifully to finish that shot.
Yeah, Harry Brown with some of the best body control out of anyone in the world of wheelchair basketball, I would say. He manages some mad finishes.
Jordi Ruiz attacking aggressively. Fade away by Zarzuela under a lot of pressure with Manning in front and Harry Brown behind. GB are looking at making their first rotation. This is their usual rotation, not the one we saw yesterday with Terry Brown coming into the game so effectively, but with George Bates, usually the first sub for GB. As Lee Manning knocks down a little shot off the glass there. Again, a solid line of defense from GB. They really do that exceptionally well. Great pressure on Alonso, not giving him anything easy. 2-man game though between Ruiz and Diaz. Ruiz misses another layup. Harry Brown looking to pick back Alonso as Lee Manning thinks the 2-5 is going for a fast break and launches it. Turnover there from GB.
Possibly had a look, didn't think the ball was coming, and then put his head down as the ball came a second later. Just a bit of a miscommunication, but there's a lot of noise in this room, there's a lot happening, and just end up on different pages sometimes, but still a turnover and a chance for Spain to close the lead up a bit.
Substitution here was, as we expected, George Bates coming into the game. Lacks a little bit of the height of Lee Manning, but has got more range, I would say, on his shot. So a good substitution here by Haj Banya, just changing GB's game ever so slightly without having to change a lineup. Ooh.
Very interesting call there. Greg Warburton loses the ball and his momentum seems to carry him into the chair of Alejos, but we've seen these given all week.
I can understand why it's called, but it is a very, very harsh call, I think. Letter of the law perhaps is right, but wow. Yeah, I think that would have been okay just to have been a foul.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think there can't be any intent in that as Greg Warburton's dribbling the ball. Alejos cuts in, does well to get a hand on the ball, but Greg Warburton's chair is going that way and it's very hard to stop, especially if you're reaching for the ball. And I don't think there was any sort of malice or any real intent in that, so I think that's a tough one.
Not at all. To use a football cliche, Greg Warburton's just not that sort of player. He plays aggressively, he plays hard, but he is by no means somebody who's going to set out to hurt or to deliberately hit an opposition player.
You're right, Joe. Does this give us license to use football cliches for the rest of this game? Because that's something I'm interested in.
100%, yeah. Nice rebound by George Bates there. Alejos in the meantime had knocked down both free throws, and a little cuddle between Bates and Pablo Zarzuela, I believe it was. Ball in the hands of Warburton again. Back to Pratt in the middle. Simon Brown behind the screen this side.
5 on the shot clock. It's going to have to go up from Phil Pratt.
Nice fake by Pratt. Doesn't get a shot to drop, but a 2-on-1. Harry Brown drives, leaving space for George Bates to pick up the rebound and knock down his first 2 points of the game.
He scores with one of his first touches in the game. Immediate impact from George Bates. We saw a lot of that last summer, and he's continued in that form this summer.
Exactly, more impressive because George didn't see the floor at all in the game yesterday against Turkey, but comes straight in and is effective here today. And a lot of pressure now from Bates on Alejos.
Great work by Greg Warburton to get a hand on that as Phil Pratt sends it through to Harry Brown.
2-on-1. Brown pulls it out, gives it to Bates. Nice little post up over Alejos, doesn't get it to drop though. Oh. Interesting to see which way this one's called. Called on Greg Warburton again there. A lot of contact there, and again Greg fighting a little bit out of his weight class there, I think.
Yeah, I believe everyone in white would have wanted an offensive foul there. Everyone in red thought it was called the right way, but it's a lot of 50-50s here, a lot of contact from people scrapping for the ball.
I mean, this is a unsportsmanlike call on George Bates as Alejos goes for the layup. A little unfortunate from George because he gets held by Diaz, but he is late and he does clip the back wheel of the Spanish forward as he's going for a layup. So again, potentially a harsh call, but you can understand why the referee made it.
Yeah, 2 early ones here. It'll be interesting to see how that shapes how people play defense for the rest of the game.
First one just short by Alejos, but he's a good free throw shooter. That won't worry him too much. Knocks the second one down, rattles it in. And it'll be Spain possession, a 10-point deficit right now with the chance to cut it to single figures. Alejos again behind the 3, doesn't look to this time, taking his time. Pick of the point by Zarzuela.
He's going to have to go up here. David Moraes from 3.
Not good, I think it's fair to say. Spain looked a little bit lost at that point. Didn't really know what they wanted in their offense with this change here.
Yeah, they ended up running a curl side with a 1-pointer, calling for a small 2-5. Not normally what you'd see. Maybe a bit of miscommunication or just not being set up right, but I'm sure they'll fix that over time.
Fairly sure I've just seen as Alejos trying to get his teammates to switch that up again, just giving them a few instructions. Taking some leadership responsibility here. Nice drive by Phil Pratt, showing his speed. Great dish to Harry Brown behind the screen. Driving baseline, Oh,
Does well to draw the foul on the back wheel of Zarzuela, and he's not too happy with the call.
I mean, Zarzuela was pulling backwards, so you can understand why the referee would call it as a backing foul, but he was also pulling backwards away from the British player. So, again, a very 50-50 decision, but this is a European Championship final. We expect it to be difficult for the players and for the referees with such fine margins.
Oh yeah, as I say, every time I talk about the refs, it's important to know that one, I couldn't do it, and two, I'm biased.
3 from Harry Brown there, doesn't drop. Shot clock running down though, so I had to take that really.
Yeah, that's a good look from Harry Brown. That's a shot that he's knocked down in the past and he can knock down. And as you say, it had to go, so not a bad look. You could find yourself looking for something better and coming up with nothing. So more than happy to take that.
Alejos with another 3. This one not good. That was a little early. Spain did have some transition there. It might have been good just to hold on to that, but he's obviously feeling confident. A lot of contact on Harry Brown's layup, but no call again. It's interesting what's being let go and what's being called in these 50-50 situations here. Great dish by Alonso, finds Diaz, doesn't make the shot. Oh, sorry, not Alonso. Dish by, yes, it was a dish by Alonso. The referee has called, I believe, a foul or just a dead
I think
ball?
he stopped the play as Fran Lara was on the floor on the right baseline. The Spanish team could say he's not too close to the play, but still, you run the risk of getting a hand or anything run over there, and I don't think it's worth playing on. Obviously, they'd like the 2 points, but I think the referee has to stop that if someone's on the floor in the key for player safety. That is their job at the end of the day.
Makes a lot of sense. Slightly better quarter for Spain. They've only scored 5 points so far, but that's in 5 minutes, whereas they only scored 7 in the entire first quarter. 6-5 GB lead this quarter so far with a 10-point lead.
Yeah, it looks a lot better from Spain, Joe. As you say, some of it's just them finishing shots that you'd expect them to finish and they didn't in the first quarter. Some regression to the mean, but
very much so. So far it's that very nervous, very shaky start from the Spanish team, which is still the difference between the two sides at the moment. They'll be hoping that doesn't hurt them come the end of the game. It's very frustrating when your first 2 or 3 minutes are what affects the outcome of the game more than anything else.
Yeah, important to note, GB still leading this quarter 6-5, still keeping the scoring ticking over, but Spain just coming back into it, making a few more of their layups, especially now that with this new lineup, with Alejos getting going. That 3 that he took early on really helped. In the game yesterday, he looked at a 3 as soon as he came on the floor, but didn't fancy it. No such hesitation today, and that started getting him going. It'll be interesting to see if he can keep it.
Very different from the Germany-Turkey game that we saw earlier. There's a lot of contact before the ball was even inbounded. Players really battling through what you call dead time, like trying to fight for position. A lot of hands, a lot of contact. Great shot by Alonso over Simon Brown there. Again, a lot of contact, really being pressured by the aggressive GB defense, but knocks down the post up anyway.
Spain putting a bit of pressure on with David Moraes and Fran Lara. Doesn't bother GB too much as they get the ball over the halfway line.
Oh, comfortable post up for George Bates, knocks that down. They cannot leave him mismatched there. That is well within his range.
Absolutely, far taller and far stronger than Fran Lara, able to get his chair squared up, get exactly where he wanted and knock it down for his 3rd and 4th points of the game, I believe. Ball's over the halfway line in the hands of Alejos, 3-point threat. GB happy to come under that screen because the help's there.
And a lot of pressure inside on Diaz, but he knocks it down anyway. Phil Pratt looks a lot slighter than Diaz, playing more of a guard's role than the 3-point center, despite being the same classification, but he is unbelievably long in his chair and can really affect even the biggest players' shots.
You're right, this is a great advertisement for the differences in midpoint players in the game of wheelchair basketball.
Greg Warburton leaving his hand hanging up there as he hits one from the baseline. He'd missed a few of them, so that'll do his confidence a world of good.
Nice high line from the 2 GB players on the left side of the floor.
Another 3 by Alejos, not good this time.
A long rebound back in Alejos' hands, looks at the basket again.
of Maurice from the wing. He knocks that down. He is a guy who is a little bit of an inconsistent shooter at times, but can definitely run hot if he's given the chance.
A lot of contact there on George Bates' post up. He'll go to the line for two.
George's transition game coming to the floor. They're just pushing harder than the others to get down there, drawing a lot of contact, and the foul called, I believe, on Alejos.
Could have been an early foul on David Maurice before the shot. The ref selected not to call it and called the foul on the shot instead.
Rattles in from George Bates. And this one rattles out. That is still an 11-point lead for GB though. Trading a little bit, but still looking quite comfortable. Good pushing there by Alejos, just battling with Simon Brown. Decides to pull it out though. Maurice now from line. Knocks it down. As we said, he can run hot, so GB won't want to give him too many of them. Jordi Ruiz was the man taking those shots in earlier games for Spain. Him not being so effective today, and Maurice has really taken that over. Warburton from the middle knocks this one down with Maurice breaking, looking for the fast break.
Yeah, in that last Spanish offense, GB more than happy to give the three up to David Maurice. Happy enough to be that, and for that to be one of the shots that they'll let go, but him making one will change how they think about that. As the pass is just too far over his head, he couldn't bring it in.
That's a difficult pass. Harry Brown again is a relatively slight guy, but he's long. He's unbelievable athletics in his chair, and makes a pass over him down to a relatively small player very difficult. Effective few minutes from George Bates there. He goes out of the game with, the stats say -5, but I think his personal performance was solid there, and they bring in the high-scoring Terry Bywater. Manages to save the ball there after a missed dribble. Great dish by Harry Brown. Finds Bywater. Unbelievable finish by Terry Bywater there. Made a bit of a mess of it in the middle with the dribble, but knocks down a very quick release shot there.
Did very well to save it. Back to Greg Warburton, who had great recognition to get it back. And there's an offensive foul on Agustin Alejos. Greg Warburton drawing his second offensive of the game.
A lot of time on the floor here from Greg Warburton, and he is right in Alejos' ear, smiling and telling him all about it.
Ball over the halfway line to Terry Bywater. Everyone in this Spanish team knows exactly what he can do, and they're not wanting to let him get going from three.
Nice dish by Harry Brown, finds Greg Warburton. Back to Harry Brown. Greg might have been better off taking that himself, but nice tip, and Simon Brown comes away with the rebound. 1 minute left in the half here. Terry threatens the stationary three, pulls it out low. Harry Brown has a man out. Fade away from Phil Pratt. Very, very clean. He looks a bit annoyed with the amount of contact that's going on here, and if he starts getting fired up and taking those shots, then Spain have a problem.
Yeah, he seems to think that there shouldn't be a reason why he's going backwards with his hands off his wheel, and I would tend to agree. There's another offensive foul on Spain.
Simon Brown doing a great job of drawing that call there, jumping through the contact, and Spain showed this yesterday against Germany. They want to play with a lot of contact, and then it's very much down to how the referees call it. Yesterday they let a lot go. Today they're being a lot harsher on those calls, and Spain have to react to how the referees are calling the game.
Unlucky from Greg Warburton there. Phil Pratt coming round the pick from Simon Brown, dishes it to him on the right baseline, and just a bit short. 32 seconds to go. Spain might try and hold for a long shot clock to give GB less time to run the last offense of the half. Great hands from Terry Bywater.
Alejos tries to feed it inside for a quick shot, but it turns it over. That is exactly what they don't want. Nice finish from Greg Warburton there. No call despite the contact from Fran Lara. I think difficult to say. There could absolutely have been a call there, but the Spanish player was fairly well planted in front of Greg Warburton.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't have been surprised if there was a call there, but also I've seen plenty of those not given this week, so depends how the refs want to call it. Spain are going to have to get a quick one up here.
No ball movement at all there, and that is not the shot that they would have been looking for out of this. 10 seconds is more than enough time to get a shot up, and they'll be a little disappointed. This is a lineup that they're not used to playing, and the communication and the awareness might be letting them down a little bit, but they have to get a better look than that to end the half. Spain in a 14-point hole right now, with GB leading 35-21.
Yeah, that's on the Spanish bench and supporters and players and coaches. That's on anyone wearing red to know what's on the clock. And I didn't hear a whole lot. Maybe he could hear something from down there that we couldn't, but I didn't hear a whole lot of counting down from the Spanish bench or the Spanish team to let Amadou Diallo know how long was left on the clock, and it resulted in him having to take a shot that I don't know he's very comfortably taking. But
that being said, I think it's also the responsibility of one of his teammates, one of his more proficient shooters, to make themselves available for the ball. It seemed like Diallo was looking around for an outlet and just couldn't find anybody. I mean, he was with his back to the basket, which wasn't ideal, but there has to be somebody to demand the ball then, just to take responsibility and say, no, I want this ball and I want this shot.
Yeah, they got the ball over with maybe 9 seconds left. That's more than enough time to get a shot that you want. They didn't seem to get themselves in gear on time, but they'll learn from that and they'll bring it into the second half, and we should have another great 20 minutes of basketball.
Very different stats here from the GB Turkey game that we saw yesterday. Very, very high shooting game, finishing 94-81 to GB. This time GB shooting just 37% right now. That's well below what they would expect of themselves. But their defense is meaning that Spain are shooting just 25% right now. That is not going to be good enough to win a gold medal game right now. They're going to have to change something in this second half.
No, absolutely not. And as I say, part of it is Spain missing easy looks, and part of it is definitely GB forcing Spain into tougher looks under a lot of pressure. They've done a great job of getting a hand up on some of the post-ups, and hopefully they can get some cleaner looks in the second half to maybe make this more of a game, but we'll have to wait and see.
Right, we're going to check out for a few minutes now, and we'll be back bringing you the second half soon.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back for the second half of the European Championship final here. GB are leading by 14 points, 35 to 21 over Spain. Both teams are not being particularly effective from the field this game. Very low shooting percentages so far. It'll be interesting to see if that changes in this second half, if somebody can start heating up a little bit.
Yeah, Joe, I think at this level of the game it would be silly of us to think that someone won't get going at some point, but it'll make all the difference who gets going. If Terry Bywater can get going early, it's a great sign for GB to stretch out their lead, but there's a couple of guys in the Spanish team that can really get going too, and that could change the complexion of this game for a little bit. Ball in Terry's hands nice and early.
Harry Brown on the layup, knocks this down. Struggled a little bit so far this game. 2 of 10 before that shot there, so that might help him relax a little bit, knocking that one down.
Yeah, it's nice to see the ball go through the hoop nice and early. GB back as a 4 with Harry Brown sitting on the footplate of Zarzuela.
Lovely finger roll there from Garcia. It's faking Terry Bywater and driving to the basket. Will Pratt outside the three-point line right now. Pressured heavily from Garcia. Harry Brown rolling. Tough to pick that ball up.
Harry Brown doing a great job of slicing through the defense before the ball got there. The threat of Greg shooting behind him, opening up a little gap. He does well to stop his chair and draw the foul. Unlucky on the finish, but he'll get a chance to get 2 points here.
Harry Brown, another one of these players, a little bit like Tommy Boehmer, that is really difficult to tell sometimes if he's right or left-handed. With Harry, I'd say that that's even more pronounced than with Boehmer. I'm not sure that even Harry knows which is his favourite hand sometimes. Lovely left-handed attempt there, just didn't quite drop.
Yeah, some of the best body control of anyone in the world from years and years of throwing himself around as he knocks the first one down. I think that's body control that you can't learn from training in any way in a wheelchair. I think that's just years and years of crawling about and climbing and just messing around.
One of the more playful members of the GB team, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
It was 1 of 2 and smart foul by Simon Brown there. He just sees that there are numbers and takes the back wheel of, trying to see who that is right now, of Moritz, and puts him on the floor.
Crowd's quieting down a little bit from the start of the game here, maybe just feeling the nerves as much as the players. There you go, there's the drum. Darren Warburton back on form.
Garcia with a 3, banks it in. I'm not convinced he meant that, but nice shot, and that might get him going. He struggled as well early in this game.
Yeah, I'd say he didn't mean to bank it, but he'll take the 3 points. Terry Bywater looking to reply.
Of course he does.
Of course he does. There is only one Terry Bywater, as Dylan Cummings would say. As Simon Brown comes out of his chair, got in a bit of a tangle there with one of the Spanish players. Spain have an advantage here. Asier Garcia is going to look to shoot over Terry Bywater, and Greg Warburton knocks it down.
Is this potentially going to become a bit of a shootout between the 2 big men there? And I think a little bit of naivety from Spain that they didn't jump Terry very, very early. He's played for years in Spain, and they know that if someone shoots a 3 and makes it, Terry is going to want to reply.
No call on the contact there. Phil Pratt wanted the whistle from the ref, but manages to get his own rebound back to Terry Bywater. Pulls it again and draws the foul. Doesn't quite get the roll on the shot, but more than happy to go to the line to get his eye in.
Terry Bywater, one of the most efficient free throw shooters to have ever played the game, and he's going to just love the opportunity to get some 3 points here.
I believe you told me yesterday that he is the highest free throw shooting percentage in Paralympic wheelchair basketball history.
That is what he's told me.
Yeah, I was going to say, and I believe that he told you to tell us that.
First is good by Bywater.
I was talking to some people yesterday evening, and I was saying not only would the Spanish team have seen Terry score 34 points yesterday, but I'd say there's not too many players wearing red that haven't seen him score 34. So I think they'll all be very aware of what he can do as the second free throw rolls in.
Yeah, he's been a dominant force in the Spanish league for years and years now, playing there for Ilunion in Madrid.
Yeah, I'd say the Ilunion players are the only people he hasn't put 34 up on.
I'm sure he's had a good go in training more than once.
Struggling to ball in here. The ball gets over the halfway line. Asier Garcia watched by Simon Brown. Does GB drop off to keep a high line?
Great pressure from GB there. Another pick. Diaz rolling down the middle, but Bywater and Pratt both aware of the danger and switch on. Oh, Garcia out of control there, allowing his chair to spin. He might have been better off just taking an extra second to control himself.
Murray's getting nowhere near Harry Brown as he cuts through, but has to recycle it out and puts the ball in Terry Bywater's hands.
Tilting over. I'm not sure about that call, I have to be honest. Terry Bywater, I think, maybe not, it's hard to see in the replay if Terry initiated the tilt and then lost balance, or if the contact from Sticks is what caused him to fall.
I believe Terry Bywater was already on the tilt there. Maybe just the turn of the chair from Danny Sticks at the end convinced the referee to blow the whistle, but...
Could be. Again, very, very fine margins in the gold medal game here in Poland.
Either way, not the man you want on the line if you're from Spain.
More 3 points for Terry Bywater here.
Absolutely clean from Terry Bywater once again.
Terry not happy about the amount of contact backpicking him here and has to really fight his way through it. Eyeballing the referee as he gets back onto defence. All three of the referees at some point, in fact.
The GB teammates did well to help him out to get back there.
This is gradually becoming a very physical game.
Phil Pratt just trying to squeeze through that gap, not enough space there.
I think Garcia did well to just close the space and make sure that he got the call.
Yeah, very smart. Knew exactly what he was doing there. Good chance to get a whistle, slow the game down, to get some composure back. This lead stretching out now, it's at 18.
Garcia not wanting to take that one then, looking a little unsure.
He's hit his last three, drew the defence from GB.
Garcia on the dribble, but finds Diaz inside with the mismatch. He knocks it down. Very, very nice finish there.
Yeah, great finish under pressure from Lorenzo Diaz.
Bywater pulling up outside the three again. Again, Spain not reacting to that, but which way has the referee called this?
He's pointed to a Spain ball. Believes that foul's on Simon Brown.
To watch a replay here, I'm not sure. Ooh, maybe a fraction of a second in the hands of Garcia before Simon Brown got there. Very close.
Yeah, maybe the ref saw the ball in both of Garcia's hands and only one of Simon Brown's hands, and that's what convinced him to make the call. I'm not sure about that one. I'm glad I don't have a whistle.
Yeah, 50-50, but you can understand why it's called. Haven't seen this very often. A power side between the two Spanish three-pointers. Finds Garcia inside. Again, Twitchy looks unsure on his shot there. That's not a confident-looking stroke at all.
Foul from David Maurice there, under the basket. Harry Brown thought he got fouled in the front court as well.
Patch Banya there just telling Harry Brown to play on. He's getting taken out, he feels, in transition here, and the referee has warned him about flopping here, and I'm not convinced that was a flop, but Harry's reaction may have been what convinced the referee to give him that warning, and Banya just telling him to calm down.
Yeah, Harry receives a lot of contact, and he's also very light. Maybe it was the vocalising his displeasure with the ref that got a call. Great pump fake by Greg Warburton.
Should have maybe looked to shoot the first one instead of passing it. Turns it over, gets it back, and then misses the shot. Numbers here for Spain in transition. Nice finish there by Zarzuela. Greg Warburton in space. Nice jump by Danny Sticks. Again, Warburton playing behind the screen. Harry Brown from the elbow. Bit long that time. Garcia picks up the rebound. Nice rebound there.
Yeah, did well to pull that down, and now Spain have a 2-on-2 if they go quickly.
Jordi Ruiz with the ball in his hands here.
Terry Bywater watching him one-on-one. There's a curl down the middle. That's
That's a nice foul, I think, by Terry there. He knew that Ruiz couldn't shoot the ball over him, but as soon as sticks started to seal for Garcia, it would have been a layup. So Terry just jumping out and fouling Ruiz to take away the opportunity even of the layup for Garcia.
Yeah, very, very smart foul by the experienced Terry Bywater.
See the first change of lineup. We've seen the 4-5s rotating for GB, all three of them seeing the floor so far. This is the first time Coach Banya has changed system a little bit, bringing in the big Ian Sega and world's best one-pointer, I would say, Abdi Jama.
I would tend to agree with you there. This is also the lineup bar one change that GB ran to start in Rio. They ran Adi Ogbemi instead of Harry Brown, but it's a very well-balanced unit. And it was the unit that really started to make a difference yesterday in the second half against Turkey. So
very, very much a great seals by Danny Sticks, getting Garcia all the way through. No offensive call, and GB are going to have to be careful about complaining to the referees so much here, because there'll be an opportunity for a referee to call a technical foul for complaining so much.
Yeah, Joe, didn't look like Asier Garcia had his chair under control there, but no call, and as you say, GB are going to need to be careful because the technical can swing the momentum in the game.
Terry Bywater playing behind Ian Sega here, and the Spanish team looking like they want to jump him early. Good help though by Garcia, not allowing Sega the roll. Skip to the weak side with Abdi Jama. Brown doing a great job of screening his one-pointer, and Abdi Jama gets the roll. One of the most effective low-class shooters I think to have ever played the game. There aren't many ones who can rack up quick points like Abdi Jama.
Oh yeah, shoots it as cool as you like as well. No pressure felt whatsoever. Really well protected by the screen. I felt very comfortable shooting that as Spain moved the ball around on the offensive end.
Long way off from the bank shot by Garcia. They're not under any real pressure either. He's really seems to be feeling the nerves of this occasion here. His hands have been shaking on a few of the shots and really not looked comfortable. Harry Brown with an open layup there, lovely ball movement.
Fantastic ball movement to find the open man. Harry Brown setting a pick at the very start of the offense, the ball moving all the way around the three-point line and finding his way back to him on the cut. Brilliant, brilliant team basketball.
Garcia with the three, looking confident obviously to take the shots, but not shooting particularly well here. I believe he's shooting a 3 of 10 according to the live stats we have in front of us. Not a great game by the big Spanish forward. Terry with fakes and more fakes. Nice hand by Garcia though to knock the ball away. Terry Bywater might have been better off just shooting the first one then instead of trying to create the pick and roll.
Yeah, Joe, there's a timeout called here. GB with possession with 9 on the clock after this. It'll be interesting to see what they run when they come out.
Spain still struggling from the floor here, only shooting 31%. GB shooting 39, so not drastically better, but they have had 46 shots to Spain's 38, which makes a big, big difference.
Yeah, that'll make the difference in most games, especially because they're creating it from brilliant defense, creating turnovers, getting down the other end and getting good looks. Really, really has made the difference here. And sometimes that's what you need when you're not shooting the ball as well as you'd like to.
Looking through the statistics here, GB shooting 13 of 17 from the line, whereas Spain shooting very well, shooting 5 of 6. But GB having taken 11 more free throws, and as we said at the start of the game, that's something that could be an enormous factor here. That aggressive defense of Spain that we saw rattled Turkey, rattled. Who's the other semi-final?
Oh, how have we just blanked here? Sorry, I was looking through stats.
Spain, Germany.
There we go.
go. Really rattled Germany, that aggressive defense.
I was rattled
yesterday.
There when you asked me a question.
Apologies for throwing a question out of nowhere.
You're all right. I was just looking at the fact that GB have 10 points from turnovers and Spain only have 2. GB are also winning points in the paint, 20-16, especially when that's something that Spain really rely on.
Beautiful control by Phil Pratt there. Abdi Jama just floating a pass over Pratt's shoulder. He's able to use his chair control just to turn. Get a nice comfortable layup with the Spanish defender on his back.
Yeah, unbelievable pass by the one-pointer Abdi Jama there. Phil Pratt doing a really good job turning his chair, catching, receiving the ball and putting a nice finish up.
That is a lovely finish by Diaz though. He struggled a little this game, but under a lot of pressure and knocks down the post up there. Oh, Phil Pratt with a fast break. Nobody's catching him here.
A bit of contact on the back wheel there, GB seemed to think. A lot of contact on that one. GB do well to get the ball and recycle it back out. We'll have a look at the replay here. Didn't seem to see a whole lot.
Lots of contact on Pratt, and everybody is looking at the referee. Everyone's wanting calls, and again, Hatch Banya just talking to his players, telling them to stop complaining, just to settle down a little bit here, I think.
That's it. Obviously, if he gets fouled, he's going to want the call, and he should. But GB are well in control here either way with an 18-point lead. They've managed to get... Oh, I thought we had the ball back, but...
The referee's not really sure what the situation was there, so they've decided to go with a jump ball, which will see a Spain ball.
Yeah, I thought GB were in possession before the whistle was blown, but maybe if the ball was still in the air from the tip out, they thought GB weren't in control of possession, and therefore it's a jump ball. But
could be
bit of a strange situation, hard to call.
Garcia behind the screen here, see if he looks at this one. Looks a lot cooler there, but shoots short again. Really struggling here.
Yeah, short on his favourite left side bank shot. That's normally money to him, but hasn't been today. Struggled a bit with that yesterday too, so.
Great dump by Harry Brown, driving into the trees there. Knows exactly where Terry Bywater's going to be. Throws the ball around the back of his head. Finds Terry Bywater, knocks it down.
Fantastic body control, great dish. Hit Terry exactly where he wanted it. Great finish by the big fella. Garcia gets all the way to the basket, looks to put a post up.
Again, he'll be happy to see that one go through the hoop. He's missed a lot of those where he's pump faking, unsure on the shot, but knocks it down.
Big and one. I thought the foul might have been a bit early, but referees think the foul was on the shot. He knocks it down. He has a chance for a 3-point play. Could get it back below 20. Plenty of noise from the GB fans there. Didn't make a difference. Dacier Garcia puts the free throw away.
A little bit of pressure. Pressure from Spain here as Zarzuela takes out Ian Sager in transition, and Sager will be going to the line here as Spain are in foul trouble.
Not quite as early as the first quarter here, but GB have a chance for 2 minutes here to really put the pressure on Spain and get to the line. With a lot of good free throw shooters on the court right now.
Shouts of airball from the Spanish bench or from the crowd there. Sager doesn't make the shot. Definitely not an airball though.
So there might have been a translation issue there, but.
Short again from Sager then. He'll be frustrated with himself. Normally a pretty secure free throw shooter.
Dacier Garcia coming down his favourite left side. Behind the screen of Ruiz. Looks to put the bank shot up early. Short again.
Nice pickup though by Diaz. Pump fakes a lot, but no finish there.
A lot of pressure on that shot from Ian Sager. Does well to put him off.
Oh, Sager in transition now. If Harry Brown can find him. Ball's in the air early. A little too early perhaps from Harry Brown there. They held just a second. Ian Sager still had his head down.
Yeah, Harry had to throw the ball. With that early, he had to throw the ball guessing how far Sager would get. Didn't quite get as far under the basket as Harry Brown thought, and the ball goes a bit long and out of bounds for Spain offense with a minute and a half to go in the third.
That's here again rolling. Zarzuela inside. Airballs the layup there right over the top. He was expecting the contact that never came there. I have to be honest, this is not the game that many people were expecting so far. A very, very dominant performance by GB.
Absolutely, as biased as I can be, I thought this would be a little bit closer, but GB have really come out dominant, and they've dominated on the defensive end. They've got good looks on the offensive end, and it could be getting away from Spain here a little bit.
I think the scariest part of that is that GB, I think in reflection in the cold light of day a few weeks from now, when they reflect on this game, will see that this hasn't been one of their better performances. But it hasn't needed to be either. They're only shooting 40% and they will be aiming for well over 50% every game. Despite that, though, absolutely dominating this game with their defense. And that's the strength of this GB team, that when they struggle offensively, they can rely on their absolute hard-nosed defense to limit other teams' scoring.
Let's see if they can get another stop here with this hard-nosed defense. Jordi Ruiz behind the screen from Asier Garcia puts it up.
Very short from Ruiz there. Looks like the wind is a little bit out of the Spanish sails here. They're not really aware of what's going on. Sega just pushes through for a layup. Isn't found though. GB taking their time. Harry Brown open in the middle. Bywater finds him under a lot of pressure. Misses the layup but gets a call again.
Harry Brown doing a great job of just waiting till he felt the contact to put the shot up. He could have gone up a little bit earlier, but went and looked for the chair of Zarzuela, got the contact and has a chance to knock these two down.
Third foul there on Zarzuela. Not too early in the game though. That shouldn't be too much of a problem for him.
No, 3 3/4 is just about right.
Long there from Harry Brown. Not one of his best offensive games, or not one of his best scoring games so far, I should say, but nonetheless, incredibly effective basketball from Harry Brown, generating turnovers, getting steals, drawing offensive fouls, and generally being an absolute nuisance on the court here.
Yeah, GB nearly getting that rebound, but just tipping it out of bounds. A lot of pressure by the GB defense here, causing a turnover. Jordi Ruiz getting wires crossed with the rest of the Spanish team. Harry gets the steal, brings it to Phil Pratt, who misses the layup, but GB get a rebound.
Terry Bywater just spinning on the spot, knocks down the three.
Of course he puts that one in. Of course he does.
That is a typical Terry Bywater just there.
Absolutely incredible stuff from Terry these last couple of days. Manages to put a lot of pressure on that shot without getting a whistle. Brings the ball up the other end.
Oh, very soft call there. Harry Brown in front of Garcia. Garcia driving though into the wheel of Harry Brown and managing to get the call. Very tight one though, I think.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, Joe, but
GB in foul trouble now as well, I believe.
That's 3 from Harry, but as you say, 3 at this point of the game's okay. As Garcia puts a 3 up at the end of the third quarter, and it goes well short. It's GB 58, Spain 37. GB really starting to take control of this one.
Absolutely, they're pulling away more and more here. That quarter was 23-16 for GB, their most effective scoring quarter yet. Also their weakest defensive quarter, conceding 16, but when you're going to score over 20 a quarter, then you can afford to concede 1 or 2 more here and there.
Yeah, Joe, GB so far winning every quarter. Absolutely dominating on both ends of the floor. 37 3/4 is about where you'd want to try and keep teams, and 58 pushing 60 3/4 is just, you're going to really struggle to stop that.
Exactly, averaging almost 20 points a quarter so far, GB, and despite, as I say again, shooting under 40%. So there's this GB team not playing quite to the level that they played at the World Championships last year, but is more than enough to dominate this game so far. Scary how much better they could be going into Tokyo next year.
Absolutely, this is a team that can win games on both ends of the floor. If their offense isn't going as much as it could be, they can get stops, and if their defense, if they're struggling to stop people, they can go down the other end and put 94 up like they did yesterday. Absolute joy to watch at times, especially when you've got the likes of Terry Bywater going off like he is at the minute.
Just getting ready for the last quarter of this tournament here. Spain in one hell of a hole with a 21-point deficit. It's difficult to see a situation where they could pull this back, but I'd like to say stranger things have happened, but I'll be honest, I'm not sure that they have.
No, I really can't see it happening, and if Spain are going to make a push, they need to go right now, so if GB come out and have a good little run here at the start of the fourth quarter, this could really put the game away.
Bywater starting with the ball in his hands here, looking at the three, dribbles it out. GB are able to take a lot of time here, knowing that the clock is very definitely their friend. Terry looking at the big three anyway, ignores Sega inside. But that's a look that Bywater can knock down all day, so I'm sure Sega will understand that. Fran Lara just eating the side of Harry Brown's chair there. That looked incredibly painful.
Yeah, there's 2 Spanish players on the floor at the minute. The Spanish bench very upset that there wasn't a whistle blown there. I was looking at the one in the back court. Did you see what happened in the front court?
I'm not sure, but it was Bywater that went over just to tap Diaz on the shoulder. I'm assuming that he was involved somewhere. Lara looks okay though, which is good to see. That looked a nasty fall for a second.
Yeah, never nice falling and getting a mouthful of metal, is it?
Particularly difficult for a one-pointer, of course, where they don't have the core stability to maybe pull themselves away from the contact.
Yeah, great curl by the one-pointer Fran Lara down the middle.
Yeah, absolutely lovely. The 2 points for Alonso, but that was absolutely all Lara then.
Ball's moved to the left wing. Phil Pratt behind the screen, swings it to Abdi Jama, who puts it straight back in his hands, all the way over to Terry Bywater, who pulls it from the right baseline and knocks it down.
Terry Bywater not at all interested in running the clock down here. He knows what sort of form he's in. He just puts another shot up.
Yeah, the best way to put a game away, you could say running the clock's pretty good, but keeping the scoring pouring in is definitely going to do a job. Terry Bywater.
Bywater there, sorry.
You're alright, I'd say he looks up to see if Harry can get going, but Harry pulls it out. And GB content to slow it down and get the ball in Terry's hands.
Again, no patience whatsoever from Bywater. Puts that one up, just rims out though.
You can take those all day. I'm not sure there's anyone in that team that would be annoyed with him pulling those as much as he wants.
No, when he's making them, there's not a lot you can say about it at all.
Absolutely not. Boys, he been making them this weekend. All week, to be fair.
Alonso does well to draw the foul on Pratt there, just throwing the ball up to get himself to the line. Very even scoring spread from GB so far, with the exception of Bywater on 17. It's 8 points for Warburton, 8 for Pratt, 10 for Brown, 6 for Manning, 3 for Simon Brown, 2 for Jama and 1 for Sager, and 5 of course for George Bates.
That just puts so much pressure on the defense. It spreads you so thin when you're having to stop 5 players at once. We always talk about who's the player that you want to let shoot, and there just at times there isn't someone that you can let have a shot. As evidenced here.
Also, zero patience from Abdi Jama.
Why would you look anywhere else when you can shoot like that?
Exactly, looking around to see if any of the Spanish players are going to come out and defend him. They don't, and he shows them exactly why that was the wrong decision.
And there you go, the lowest point player on the court for GB. Just absolutely nothing but net from the elbow. It's impossible to stop when we're playing like that.
No. Veteran Bywater putting the afterburners on a little bit there. Nothing comes of it though. Sager inside, not found.
Terry has Abdi Jama on the roll, can't quite bring it in. It's going to be spin ball.
A little long the pass there to Jama, unfortunately.
Hard for a one-pointer who's leaning back, looking backwards for the pass, to then get so far forward to get a hand on that and control it.
Harry Brown just pressuring up. Not wanting Alonso to get any early looks here. Driving through everybody there, and soft contact, but gets the shot up again.
Yeah, as we look at the replay here, we'll see. Yeah, it looks very much like Seagar got him on the left wrist. We'll send him to the line for 2, make him earn it. Spain will be hoping he can knock these down if it's going to give them any chance of getting anywhere near back into this game. He misses the first. He knocks the second down. That brings the gap back to 20. A bit of pressure by the Spanish defense here at the halfway line. They get it over and into Terry Bywater's hands, exactly where you want it. Great pass into Phil Pratt, who sends it to Ian Seagar on the free throw line, who knocks it down.
They're now matched up there, but with just enough space, with such a short shot release from Sager. Doesn't have to drop the ball, strong enough to get it up with very, very little movement. Zarzuela can't knock down the post up there, and Pratt comes away with it.
Great burst of speed from Phil Pratt there. Content to pull the ball out and slow it down and wait for Segar to come and get into the two-man game. Dribbles through the elbow.
Finds Harry Brown. Beautiful touch from Harry Brown there, just floating up the hook shot straight in.
Absolutely fantastic finish from Harry Brown on the cut through the contact. Impossible to stop when he's finishing those.
Lara cutting there rather than nice move by Alejos. Doesn't quite get the finish though, slightly awkward angle.
Lovely move by Alejos to get through to the layup. Unlucky that he didn't finish it off, but GB come up the other end and make the layup of their own, extending the lead.
Harry Brown had the opportunity to take the layup on himself there after a beautiful pass by Phil Pratt. Decided that it wasn't the best angle, but had the awareness to know where his teammate was, just turned, dished the ball and knocked it down.
Yeah, some brilliant team basketball by GB there, extending the lead, which is now at 26. It'll be interesting to see as this game goes on. Will we see many subs? Will GB start putting some bench units in, or will they just keep running with their starters?
There are 3 guys so far on the GB bench who haven't seen the floor. That's the rookie Ben Fox, Kyle Marsh and veteran Gaz Chowdhury. As you said, it will be interesting to see if, with this game pretty much done now with just 6 minutes to go, if Haj Barnia puts those guys in the game to let them get a bit of a taste of a European gold medal, or if he does what you could consider a professional thing and just makes the changes he feels necessary to win the game.
Well, as we've said here, GB goes so deep that I don't think this level could drop. If there's a chance this level doesn't drop if GB put some of the guys on that haven't seen the floor so far. You could still really do damage, but GB at the minute with 5:50 to go, electing to keep the same 5 in.
Absolutely, and there's no reason for them to change. They're being very, very effective right now. But as you say, GB are, I would argue, the deepest team in world basketball at the moment. There are guys in their 16 who could make the 12 as well. There's a lot of competition for spots in GB.
Alejos looks at the deep shot from the middle, gets the roll, rattles it in from 17 feet.
Great composure there with a lot of pressure from Harry Brown.
Well, that's a tough one to make. Harry only at 2'5", but has an unbelievable ability to tilt and stay up with his great body control and core strength.
Terry Bywater on a mismatch. Oh, looks inside for Sega this time. That's a surprise. Nice finish by Ian Sager.
Yeah, did well to keep his head up and see the cut inside. Great finish by Ian Sager to extend the lead now.
Alejos looking at the 3, turns it down. Just floating around, no real urgency from Spain here. Nice cut from Diaz. Bywater and Jam are just getting caught up on Alejandro Zarzuela, sorry, and Diaz with an easy 2.
Yeah, did well to cut through to the baseline, and Alejos did well to find him for an easy 2 points.
Bywater threatens the 3, drives off it. We've seen that fake 1 or 2 times before. Lovely left-handed pass to Jammer on the wing. Doesn't reward his teammate though, doesn't quite knock that one down. Transition here for Spain. Ruiz with a transition 3, that's long, but good decision as he knows his teammates are following in numbers to potentially pick up a rebound. Chileos does.
Yeah, obviously Spain needing a lot of points here to get back into the game, so the three was always going to be an option. We've seen a lot more transition 3s in this tournament than I've seen before in wheelchair basketball. It's becoming more and more of a feature. If you get down the floor early, you're wide open and you want to pull it.
There's definitely an argument for doing that as well, because you know that if your teammates are coming up in transition, the chance a ball is going to be coming out if you miss back towards them, or that the defense is also collapsing. So if there's a long rebound, the defense has collapsed too far under the basket to be able to pick up the board, and gives you a chance at a long offensive board as well.
100%. We saw another 2 points from Terry Bywater there.
There's a bread and butter shot from Bywater, just posting up over the smaller Fran Lara.
Jordi Ruiz trying to post up over the much bigger Terry Bywater, doesn't get the roll. A bit of a desperation shot there.
Nice pick by Ian Sager at the point.
Sager wanting a push from the ref there, doesn't get a call. Ruiz disagrees.
Championship national team of Great Britain.
Ben Fox getting his first taste of a European gold medal game here.
Yeah, this will be a great experience for Ben Fox, who I'm sure will be in GB teams for years to come.
Post up by Terry, try and beat the buzzer there, just misses it. Long pass by Zarzuela, lovely take by Ruiz there.
Great hands by Ruiz, well recovered by Ben Fox, and we're back to 5-on-5 as Ruiz sends the ball inside.
Long arms of Ben Fox just being able to recover there and tip the ball away before Lara could take a layup.
Yeah, great hands by Ben, some of the longest arms and biggest hands I've ever seen. Really put them to good use there as Alejos puts a 3 up and he's just off. Rebound for Ben Fox.
Bywater with the ball in transition, turns down the pass to Sega, finds Jammer instead. I think we know where that's going. 2 points for Abdi Jammer, never in doubt.
Too right, we knew where that was going. He's been doing that for longer than I've been playing. I'm sure he wouldn't like to hear that, but I think he actually has.
Great pressure from Sega, makes a really difficult pass inside from Ruiz, and Bywater manages to tip the ball away. Be Spain ball, but behind the halfway line with only 10 left on the shot clock.
Ben Fox chooses to pressure up on Alejos, inbounding the ball to try and slow them down. Spain running with 2 bigs on the elbows. It'll be interesting to see what sort of look they try and get here with 10.
Just see Kyle Marsh and Gaz Chowdhury coming in for the last 2 minutes here. Simon Brown just settling things down, dribbling the ball, taking his time. A one-on-one cut from Ben Fox there. Bywater looking to fade away. No. A lot of contact.
Great one-on-one cut for Ben Fox, taking the bigger defender away, allowing Terry to go one-on-one with the 2.5.
Alejos can't quite finish there on the dumb down foul, though will give GB the opportunity to bring in their substitutes. Everybody seeing the floor for GB today. That's something we haven't seen very often this tournament.
Yeah, it's great to see Kyle Marsh and Gaz Chowdhury come in at the end of this game here. See if they can make their mark on the end of this game.
Both players who have been involved in GB teams for a long, long time. Multiple European champions adding to their gold medal collection here today.
Yeah, 100%. It's great to see them see the floor in such an important game. 2 absolutely fantastic players in their own right.
Long and flat from Alejos there. Chowdhury the ball in his hands. Finds Marsh. Cut from Ben Fox, doesn't look for the ball though. Gaz rolls at about half a mile an hour through everybody, but gets checked at the end of it. I think he was surprised that there was that much of a gap there, just rolled straight through. I was laughing, thinking that should have been GB ball there. I'm inclined to agree with him, but very, very difficult for anyone to see.
Yeah, tried to go up with the left hand there, and I thought it was a clean check from the Spanish defender, but apparently GB got a touch on the ball as Ben Fox comes away with the rebound. A minute to go.
Puts a hands in the ball of All Courty and Sega there, showing his transition game. 3 from Chowdhury, and it's good. That shows the class of this GB team. You've got a guy who's not seen the court in very many games yet this tournament. He's been sat on the bench for 38 minutes, comes in, knocks down a 3-pointer like it's nothing.
Absolutely class. Comes in and drops a 3-pointer. After, as you say, sitting there for 38 minutes, that just shows the quality of this team. Absolutely brilliant from Gaz Chowdhury. Gets a whistle there though, tries to come over the top of Alejos, who will go to the line for 2.
45 seconds left in this game here, and GB are up by 27 points. Spanish coach choosing to stick with his lineup here. He's brought in David Moritz, but some of the other guys not seeing the floor at all this game, despite the result being fairly secure, I would say.
Yeah, there might be an element of not wanting to ask someone who's been sat there cold for probably the guts of an hour now to come in for 1 minute. But
yeah, that makes sense. There's always the risk of injury as well. Somebody coming in absolutely stone cold. Nice pick by Ben Fox, frees up Gaz Chowdhury, finds Kyle Marsh open, back to Chowdhury. 3 seconds there. I understand trying to get everyone involved in the game. Chowdhury might have been better off putting that shot up though, I think. So a lot of very good ball movement by GB, but a little too much, I think. Although at this stage in the game, it really doesn't matter anymore.
yeah, it doesn't matter, and it's always nice to see players trying to do the right thing and move the ball to the open man, but as you say, the ref was going to blow the whistle there, so it might have been better putting it up if possible. Nice job by Ben Fox chasing over the pick. It's great to see someone put this much effort in with a minute to go. Oh, I thought that was in for a minute.
Nice drive from Alejos there, just drawing the foul on Abdi Jama, throwing the ball up almost over the backboard.
Yeah.
2 more free throws for him.
Goes for 2 points, and I don't know how many style points that would have been worth. But he gets 2 free throws here. Knocks the first one down.
Alejos shooting 9 of 13, including that shot from the free throw line right now.
Knocks them both down very comfortably, and GB are going to bring the ball over the halfway line and dribble it out here. As you can see, the GB bench starting to celebrate, and the crowd standing up, clapping and singing. Ladies and gentlemen, your European champions, Great Britain.
Yep. Very professional, efficient performance by the GB team there. As you said earlier, not their most breathtakingly good, unbelievable scoring performance, but absolutely dominant from the very first whistle throughout this game. Comfortable winners with 23 points, and we've said it once, but we'll say it again. It's scary to see how much better this team can be leading into Tokyo next year.
Oh yeah, and as they all said, goal number 1 was qualification for Tokyo, but I think every player down there in the GB vest knew that there was 1 goal and 1 goal only. They were all business all the way through, and as you say, there was no doubt, absolutely professional from the first whistle. As soon as we saw how GB came out firing, they looked absolutely brilliant, and they've just controlled the game for 40 minutes. And they deserve this thoroughly. Brilliant performance from number 4 up to number 15, and all the coaching staff and backroom staff there.
Yep. Very professionally done. They're going to come away from this. I'm sure they're going to look at the things that they could have done better, the things that work great for them, and they're going to keep tweaking, keep fine-tuning over the next 12 months.
Oh, that's it. That's what all the best teams in the world do. They've won the game here. They've won the European Championships. And they'll take some time to enjoy this, and then they'll get back to work. They'll enjoy this tonight, and then they'll go back to work and back to the drawing board, looking forward 12 months towards Tokyo.
Just quickly run through the stats now while the GB team is shaking hands with the referees. I think the story of the game is the shooting percentage of the Spanish team. Alejandro Zarzuela, 0 of 4. Jordi Ruiz, 0 of 9. Asier Garcia, 4 of 14. Danny Sticks, 0 of 1. Lorenzo Diaz, 5 of 12. Pablo Zarzuela, 1 of 2. Diallo with 0 of 1. Fran Sanchez Lara, 0 of 1. Agustin Alejos, top scorer for Spain with 23 points, shooting 6 of 13. A lot of his points coming from the free throw line, 10 of 14 there. And David Moritz with 5 points, 2 of 3.
And on the other side of the ball, very balanced scoring from GB. Simon Brown with 3 points, Lee Manning with 6, Harry Brown with 12, Phil Pratt with 8, Greg Warburton also with 8. And then when you go onto the bench, you've got Terry Bywater with 19, Abdi Jama chipping in with 6, Ian Segar with 7, Gaz Chowdhury styling out at the end with a 3. And George Bates with a quick 5 points when he came on. Absolutely balanced scoring, and as I've said there, that's very hard to stop when you don't know who you can leave open and who you have to stop. Spreads defense is really, really thin, and they're eventually going to break, and that's what happened today. GB spread the scoring out brilliantly and played an unbelievable offensive game and some great defense too.
Exactly. Celebrations here from GB. A little more understated than you may have seen in the past. I think, despite winning multiple European championships before this year, I don't think there have been many years when they were such strong favourites as this year.
Oh no, and I'm sure this one means a lot to them, especially after coming second the last time. I know from talking to a lot of the boys that one hurt a lot. So I'm sure this one means a lot to be back on top of Europe again, especially going forward to next year, the big one in Tokyo.
Exactly. These are all great learning experiences for the guys. They'll be thrilled to have won this. Nonetheless, I do think that Tokyo and a Paralympic gold medal is going to be their focus as soon as they get home and this tournament's over and done with.
Oh yeah, they'll have a good night celebrating amongst themselves tonight, a flight home tomorrow, and then in a couple of weeks they're back into their professional leagues and back thinking about Tokyo. I have no doubt that they'll be all business after a week or two. But first, I think there's a bit of celebrating to do.
Absolutely. On that note, we're going to check out here. Thank you very much for listening over the last few days. I've been Joe Bestwick.
I've been James McSorley. Follow us both on Instagram and Twitter.
See you all soon. Thanks a lot.
Shameless plugs.